Good afternoon, everybody. I'm actually proud to be among you here today, and I would like to talk to you about psychiatry training in Tunisia before and after the revolution. So I am Sami Wanes. I have no conflicts of interest. So I come from a small country, Tunisia, as you can see here. So Tunisia is a small country in North Africa. And this is the hospital I work at. I work at Al-Razi Hospital in Manouba in Tunis, so the capital of Tunisia. This is the only psychiatric hospital in the country, although there are psychiatric departments in general hospitals across the country. So, although psychiatry residents often express dissatisfaction with the training they are being offered in university hospitals, such dissatisfaction has never been the object of a proper statistical study in our country. And that's why we aim to compare the psychiatry resident satisfaction with their training before the revolution, before the Tunisian Revolution, and then after the Tunisian Revolution in Razi Psychiatric University Hospital in Manouba, Tunisia. That's the only psychiatric hospital, as I've said, so in our country. Therefore, an anonymous auto-questionnaire was distributed to all residents in psychiatry and child psychiatry in Razi Psychiatric Hospital in Tunis, and this questionnaire included the social demographic profile of participants, the resident satisfaction questionnaire developed by Elliott in 2000, and open questions related to training. And the same survey was conducted twice, so we conducted this survey in 2011, and then again in 2012 after the Tunisian Revolution, and made comparisons. So this is the resident satisfaction questionnaire, validated by Elliott. So this is the questionnaire we used. As you can see here, there are 10 items regarding the resident satisfaction, and each item is scored from 1 to 5. 1 to say you are very dissatisfied with that particular item, and 5 to say that you are very satisfied. And of course, there's also an overall satisfaction score, which ranges from 1 to 5. So what are the results of our survey? As you can see here, so the response rate was a bit better in 2012, with 52.8% of residents participating versus 46.9% in 2011. So, and these are the results. So as you can see here, so this is the resident satisfaction questionnaire. These are the 10 items. And as you can see here, for almost all items, there was a significant improvement in 2012 by comparison with 2011. The overall satisfaction with the residency training was overall significantly better in 2012, and we'll see why. So sorry, it's the other way around. So we asked the participants, what's the main positive point in your current training? And the most common answer was association of young psychiatrists and residents in psychiatry. So that was the most common answer they gave to this question. So we are talking about education in psychiatry, but each country has its own rules and its own curriculum. So in Tunisia, to become a psychiatrist, you have to enter the medical university, the medical school, after your baccalaureate degree. So you have to take the 5-year medical studies, then you become an intern. So during these 2 years of internship, you carry out rotations and training in different specialties, and then you can either become a GP, or you can take the residency examination, and once you pass the residency examination, you can choose your specialty. And if you choose psychiatry, so the residency will last 5 years, so that to become a psychiatrist. And of course, there's the final specialty examination that should be taken. So, of course, before taking your final specialty examination, you should get your medical degree, medical doctor degree, so you can get it somewhere between the end of your internship and the final specialty examination. So that's the curriculum in our country in Tunisia. So during residency, you have 10 rotations with the possibility of rotations in urology, endocrinology, internal medicine, and child psychiatry. Those are optional rotations. And unfortunately, in Tunisia, there is no specific curriculum. There are no clear objectives. And there are 19 departments of psychiatry across the country where you can train, where residents train. So this is the map of our country. This is Tunisian map, and as you can see here, most departments are in Tunis, and there are 10 departments in Tunis, 9 of which are in Razi University Hospital, and there are other departments in general hospitals across the country. So, 2011, 2012, what made the difference? So what made the difference is the Tunisian Revolution, probably. This is the indirect answer to our question. There's also another direct, more direct answer. So I don't know if you heard about the Tunisian Revolution that occurred in 2011 and that brought about deep political changes in the country. So this is the indirect answer. The direct answer is given by the participants themselves, the Association of Young Psychiatrists and Residents in Psychiatry, called JMT in our country. So this association is the first of its kind in Tunisia, and later on other medical specialties followed, and they created their own associations, and this association was cited as the main reason that led to improvement in psychiatry training in 2012. So, but what's the link between the Tunisian Revolution and this association of young psychiatrists, in fact? So, in fact, the Tunisian Revolution empowered the youth. The Tunisian Revolution made establishing associations much easier, and that's how the Association of Young Psychiatrists and Residents in Psychiatry was born in October 2011. So here I will show you some photos of our first assembly in November 2011. So here is Dr. Safran Heshmi, who is here among us today. So here are some photos from our first assembly. So what are the activities of our association? We are organizing seminars. So we are inviting our senior psychiatrists, our professors, our teachers to teach us. So we organize many seminars, secrets of SPSS, so everything dealing with statistics and so on. That's very important in our field. How to read and how to write a scientific article, of course, that's also of crucial importance. And then we organized a seminar about treatment updates regarding almost all psychiatric disorders. And then we also organized a seminar to introduce different types of psychotherapy to psychiatry residents. We also organized medical English sessions with the collaboration of the MEDs. So in Tunisia, the French is the used language for the curriculum, so you use French, and Arabic is the official language. So English is really not that commonly used in our country, and we crucially need English, especially for research and to write or to read articles. And that's why we thought about organizing sessions to improve our medical English, especially. We also organize social activities. Of course, organizing scientific activities is important, but sometimes social activities are also paramount. So we also have a website. So here is our website. You can visit it. I invite you to visit our website. It's an active website with more than 25,000 clicks per month. We have visitors not only from Tunisia, from all over the world. We have an event calendar which is regularly updated in the download center containing many courses and many presentations. All the presentations made during our seminars exist and are downloadable via our download center. And we also have a Facebook group for our events, for sharing knowledge and so on. We also organized our first Congress in October 2012, so it was the first experience, so certainly it wasn't easy for us residents to organize a Congress in psychiatry. We invited high-quality speakers, not only from Tunisia, but we also invited international speakers from abroad, and we offered free registration to all residents in psychiatry. But it's just the beginning, of course. Our association has just born, and I think we have to carry on the work. So, to conclude, we can say the Tunisian Revolution brought about deep changes in the country, changes that seem to affect psychiatry training and education even. And the young generation that led the revolution also appears to have a growing role in psychiatry training and education. So this study emphasizes the important role that young residents may play in implementing an appropriate program for their own education. And thank you for your attention. So here is my email address, and here is the website again. So our website, you can contact me anytime if you wish. Thank you.
The photos by the way you present the results, and there's a really hopeful path forward for the young psychiatrists. I have a little question. What about the relationship between the young psychiatrists and the elder ones? Could you explain? Is there also some change in this interaction?
Yeah, there was definitely a change, because young psychiatrists used to be quite passive, and they didn't have an active role in their education. So we were really dependent on what our senior psychiatrists gave us. So sometimes, of course, because there are no clear objectives in our curriculum, unfortunately. So sometimes they are active, sometimes they are not, and the education was quite fluctuating. That's why we wanted to take the lead. We wanted to have an impact and to be active in our own education, and to invite our teachers to present communications and courses and so on. So we inversed a little bit the role.
So it's fantastic, and they took part.
Yeah, of course, they were really active, and they are participating with us, and I think that couldn't be possible without their help. So they are encouraging us, but maybe we are given ideas, we are given a new fresh air for the psychiatry training in our country.
Thank you very much. Any other question?
I would like to speak to you. Thank you very much. Very nice presentation, very intriguing idea. And could you say something about the logo?
The logo? Yes. So, come back to our logo. No, so the logo is just this part, of course, just a circle.
Yeah.
So the logo here is, here's the snake, which is representative of all medical fields. So here you can, so it's written in French, but it's Tunisia, Association des jeunes résidents et médecins en psychiatrie. It means Association of Young Residents and Young Psychiatrists. And here is the jeune psy is, let's say, the given name.
Yeah, very nice. And what is this? This is a wing.
This is a wing, yeah.
Yeah,
because the revolution gave us wings to fly and to. it's hopeful and debatable future.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I think we should continue. Bulent.